Hi, it's your friend Brain. Before we start today's episode of Deck the Hallmark, this When Calls the Heart episode, wanted to remind you that if you're watching this on Philo, thank you for doing so. Would you do us a favor and just tell everybody that you know that you're watching it on Philo? That'd be fantastic. Tell them how amazing Philo is and that you can watch Deck the Hallmark on it. They won't be disappointed. And if you are not watching us on Philo, if you're listening to the podcast right now, hello. Good day. Would you consider giving Philo a shot? Philo.tv/DTH. I think you're going to enjoy it. Plus, you can watch this episode of Deck the Hallmark covering When Calls the Hearts right now. So head to Philo.tv/DTH. Without further ado, let's get to some When Calls the Heart. Hey, it's Brand. I love When Calls the Heart, darn it.
Hi,
yeah.
It's Jax.
Wow.
And I love I like it. I like it. I love it. I want some more of it. When Calls the Heart.
Oh, I try so hard. I cannot rise above it. Not When Calls the Heart. I despise it. And this is the Deck the Hallmark podcast. My name's Dan, by the way. This is Tim McGraw, though. So come on.
We hope you like this jolly podcast.
You know what I love about the theme song we've had for a few months now?
What's that?
We've never gotten one email complaining about
It's
it.
unbelievable.
People love it.
They love it, and it's March.
And it's March.
And we've had it since September, and not a single complaint.
email
And I
complaining
thought,
about it.
especially when Trace and Riggs sing.
Yeah.
You
I thought they wouldn't like that.
Well, so you haven't had any complaints. How many like positive emails have you gotten about it?
Oh, so many.
Oh, yeah, Trace? Really?
Yeah, I've made them all into NFTs. Non-fungible landmines.
All right, that's NFL, like National Football League.
Non-fungible toilets.
Non-fungible toilets.
Yes. I know crypto.
I know crypto.
Trace Talks Crypto.
Ooh, wow.
Cue that clip. Hello, everybody. Welcome to Trace Talks Crypto, where I give you crypto advice. First caller, hello.
Oh, hello there, Tracy. It's so good to see you.
Is this Decanter?
It is Decanter.
Decanter, how are you?
I'm doing well. I'm sad that you are no longer talking on your technical program.
Well,
but this crypto sounds fun. Is it about caves?
No, it's not about caves.
Is it about scary ghouls and monsters?
No.
I was expecting some really fun tales from the crypto.
I see. No, it's about cryptocurrency.
What about the occasional mummy?
No, it's a digital currency.
But something's got to go boo or scare me, right?
Do you have a question?
Oh, I do.
What?
Where do I find this stuff? Like, where are the caves that have these scary items in them?
I'm going to choose to answer your confusing question with, if you want to buy cryptocurrency, you can get it on Robinhood. I would recommend getting Doge personally. I think it's all rise for Doge. Any more questions?
I had a Nintendo Doge one time, but I did not know where the game console and the game itself were to connect. I just kept wondering, where do I stick it in?
Right. All right. Thank you.
She got a Sirius XM contract for that show.
And somehow Decanter's the only person that ever calls her.
Yeah, it's Closet Decanter. Haven't heard from
When's
him
the
in
last time
years.
we've heard from Decanter?
I love that guy.
No,
I love that guy.
He is.
Yeah.
He's something.
Are you into crypto, Jax?
No, I'm not into crypto.
I know you're a big fan of the show, but it sounded like you'd never heard Decanter.
No, I was charmed by whatever that was.
Decanter?
Yeah.
Decanter.
Yes,
his
Decanter.
name is Decanter.
His name is
I
Decanter.
just call him Lil D.
No,
Okay.
we wouldn't.
Okay.
No, Decanter.
Oh, no.
Jax,
Okay.
what about well, let's just keep going. When Calls the Heart, Season 9, Episode 7. It's called Hope Valley Days, Part 1. And it went at April 24th, 2022, and it went a little something like this. It's picture day for the Hope Valley Town Council, and they're all thrilled to be there. Almost as thrilled as Dan is to be here.
Yeah.
Frickham gives a speech where
Hope
he's...
Valley Days? All the holidays in 2 episodes? Try and stop me?
Frickum gives a speech where he says that this week is going to be the first annual Hope Valley Days, where they're going to celebrate 4 holidays in 1 week. Elizabeth is in charge of Thanksgiving. Florence and Ned are in charge of Hanukkah.
This makes sense. Holiday days, Hope Valley. Yeah, boy.
Lee and Rosemary are in charge of Halloween, and May is in charge of Valentine's Day. Elizabeth is giving the kids Thanksgiving assignments while Rosemary and Lee are dressed up for Halloween, and I guess they will be all week. She encourages Lee to write something nice about Frickum after the awful op-ed that he wrote the prior week, however long ago the article came out.
Been
1 week. Such a rose op-ed. May
many ways to go there.
May is in charge of all things love, and you can tell this by when she notices Nathan, not Lucas. When she
You don't
notices,
need another one of those.
No.
Stop it.
When she notices Nathan walking by the store, Faith is like, "Ain't nothing wrong with love, girlfriend." A guy barges into Bill's office, and Bill is like, "Knock much?" His name's Jeffrey. We know that name. And he says, "My wife is in town and she needs to be arrested." Bill says, "Leave and come back nicer." Jeffrey refuses to leave. Next thing we know, Jeffrey is unconscious in a wheelbarrow outside. And no, I'm not making that up. Nathan tells Bill that there's no arrest warrants for Jeffrey, but there are many for May, including larceny and spousal abandonment. Nathan can tell that Bill is not surprised by this. He's like, "Why are you not surprised by this?" And Bill says, "I may or may not be May's attorney, even though she told me not to tell anybody." Minnie tells Elizabeth that she is buying Abigail's half of the cafe. I didn't know it was up for grabs, but when in Rome. May sees Nathan on a horse.
Did you say horse?
Hey, you're back.
I'm sorry, I was asleep. I'm catching up on sleep for my
You're back, though. It's March, baby.
March, baby.
Welcome back.
St. Patty's Day.
Yes.
Fitzies.
Okay.
It's a match made in heaven.
We'll talk about that next week.
Yeah.
Nate, she sees him on a horse and smiles, but he does not smile back. He must be thinking she is one smooth criminal. Faith asks Frickum for an x-ray machine, and I feel like did someone allude to that?
Dude, this is crazy that
What?
this happened this week.
You came up with
Last
that.
week I just out of thin air was like, how about the x-ray machine? And then it happened.
He's like,
You just have to really have your finger on the pulse of the show, though,
I do.
or the
I do.
lack
I
of
could,
pulse on the show.
I could tell where they were going a mile away.
he's like, no x-ray this time. How about you just invest in yourself instead of asking the town to do everything for you? Okay.
Attaboy, here come.
Bill is meeting with May, and he starts feeling a little bit wonky, so he leaves. He goes to Faith, and Faith says, "If only we had an x-ray machine. I have to send you to Union City." They're worried that he has pneumonia. Joseph and Minnie pray that the bank is going to give them a loan. Robert comes to Lucas for some relationship advice. He wants to court someone. Who? We don't know yet, but I think her name might be Allie. It's time for Elizabeth to give Nathan his first driving lesson. He gets very bored very quickly because they're not doing anything. They're just kind of sitting there looking at all the knobs and whatnot. So he's like, "I'll just ask Lucas to teach me." Bill finds May at the jail with news that they have found a marriage license with May's signature. And she's like, "No, that's not real. I didn't do that." Bill has no choice but to let Jeffrey go, despite the fact that he's just rude. He's just a rude fellow. He tells... is like, will you please go back with me to Chicago? And she refuses and says, "Goodbye." Joseph is sad to when he finds out that the bank is not going to give him the loan. Lee's not having it. He calls up his banker and says, "You give them the money anonymously. Don't let them know that I'm not telling you." Rosemary thinks, "Lee, maybe you should have talked to Joseph about that first. Maybe you should have talked about that." Lucas encourages Nathan to maybe talk to May before he completely writes her off. Before you know it, it's Hanukkah, and we have a wonderful celebration where we find out. I don't know if you know about Hanukkah and what the lights mean and stuff, but we learn stuff.
I've seen Hallmark movies.
Minnie and Joseph arrive with
You still
exciting
don't know.
news. The bank approved their loan. We're at a bonfire, and Faith is burning the the sign of the
Ephemerary.
ephemerary sign. And I guess she's like, this is a sign of the future, but now no one's going to know where to go, so I don't know what's going on. But they all sit around the bonfire having a wonderful time, and that, my friends, was When Calls the Heart, Season 9, Episode 7, Hope Valley Day, Part 1.
Yeah, we did it.
We're going to take a quick break, and we'll be right back here on Deck the
Deck the
Hallmark.
Hallmark.
Hi, everyone. How are we? Good?
So good.
Let's break this episode down. Let's start with a hot take. Let's start with you, Jax. What do you think about this episode of television?
I'm back, baby.
Oh,
I'm having fun.
yeah.
I'm having fun again. It's Hope Valley Days Part 1.
Sorry
Okay.
about all those negative things she said last week, folks. The emails came rolling in. Jack said, not a banger.
Well, I mean, I just want to say I'm glad to be happy to be back in Hope Valley. Glad to be happy, aren't we all? And look, I need no excuse to put on a costume. We did it a few months ago, just sitting around.
Oh, yeah,
and
that was.
Gustav and a Mountie and Lucas.
That was a month ago.
It was about a month ago. And I do it again. I do it every day. And look, does it make sense that we're celebrating 4 holidays? No, not really. Do I care? Definitely not. I love seeing Rosemary as Cleopatra and Lee as Mark Antony. I love when she sachets in the beginning and she says she's still in time for her cues. I am charmed by these people. I love that we get to see Meisu talk about love and that it's not just romantic love. I'm in for this episode. It's fun. You guys don't look like you're having fun.
Oh, I'm having fun, girl.
How much fun are you having?
Woman.
What's your... A person.
Person, friend.
Bran, how are you feeling?
Yeah, yes, this episode is absurd. I don't know how this episode came to be. There's 4 holidays in one. I don't like what time of year is it to where this makes sense, but nevertheless, yeah, sure, let's do this. This is at least I'm having a fun time with this one, and I think everybody's having a fun time with this one. Dan?
Oh, my gosh. I honestly think that the
Tinker's gonna take.
they have decided in
Tink,
season
tink.
9 what they're going to do is they're going to determine the scenes that are left on the cutting room floor. They're going to determine those by random because we need information that's just not given here. Like apparently Ned's Jewish. Apparently this is sometime in between October and February. But that's all the information we get. And we're not going to talk about Christmas. We're just going to choose 4 random holidays and celebrate them all at once, but only in certain areas of the town. This was a disaster. It was better than last week's. So put that on the DVD box of this one episode if you'd like to. But yeah, this was a mess. They made Meisu, who's the only Asian person in this show, they gave her the holiday that is right by Chinese New Year, so that was an interesting choice. Yeah, there's a lot here that's bad, and then there's a lot here that doesn't make sense, and then what's left over is nothing.
A good time. Okay. Let's talk about the feels. Any feels for you, Jax?
I did have some feels. So in the driving scene with Nathan and Elizabeth, I thought it was really fun and playful, and I know they're trying to cultivate that friendship chemistry, and that's a thing, but you got to see them really bring a lot of levity, and I thought it was quirky and fun, so I got some feels there.
Yeah.
I also
Go.
No, I'll save that for my wait what, because it's more of a wait what, because my feel is anger, so I'll save it for wait what.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm trying to think if I had any like specific feels in this episode. I mean, I do like holidays, so like I guess holiday feels, but like also not clear, maybe confusion feels. That's probably. No.
No. Happy birthday, Jax. It's your birthday.
Thank you, Holly. She's my
Holly-
bestie ever
Holly
since
said
Bramble Fest.
That's right, and I'm gonna take that as my feels.
We'll take a quick break. We'll be right back here on Deck the Hallmark. Get with the program. Oh, hey, everybody, it's Brand. Let's talk about this episode. Let's get to the wait what's. Jax, any wait what's for you?
Yeah, so my wait what we all know I'm a frickin' Hickam fan. And I'm really disappointed with him in this episode, you guys. He's doing this whole sort of like mentality of like the pull yourself up by your bootstraps, make it on your own mentality, which is really problematic in general because the amount of people that move outside of the socioeconomic class that they were born in is so small, but that's neither here nor there, and that's a different podcast. But the stuff that he says to Faith about having to do it all on her own, yes, it's great to be independent and make it on your own, but I do think that it is the town's responsibility, even if she isn't a private practice, to maybe contribute some money to making their town doctor's office, even though it's not technically an infirmary because it's not public anymore, it's now private, better. So yeah, Hickam, I'm disappointed in you, and it is easier for a man to do that stuff than a woman, especially in 1919.
I would just say Hickam gives his own story of, I started out working here, and then I worked here, and then I became in charge of blah, blah, blah. And my response would be like, in all that time, did anyone come up to you and go like, I don't know if I trust you because you're a woman, like happened to Faith last episode where Gowan, 2 episodes ago, where Gowan comes up and goes, I don't want a woman doing my physical. Did that happen once to you, Hickam? Okay, then since it didn't, maybe your situation should be left in your own head, and let's figure out something better to make the town better right now.
Preach.
Or has anybody asked you for an x-ray?
It's true.
Like,
Dan, you should be wearing the "This is what a feminist looks like"
Do my
t-shirt right
best.
now.
If you buy me one, I'll wear it. I will. I'll wear it on the show.
Maybe I'll do it in a few months.
Oh, I've had to start paying for my own flights. We haven't talked about Ted lately.
We haven't talked about Ted.
It's
Season
not a
10. We got to
points.
do it. Just to circle back to that, not that we need to, but I'm curious. When Gowan said he didn't want a woman to do it, I actually thought he had some insecurities with his own personhood.
Yeah, I didn't take that as not trusting. I took it as
both. I actually thought both ways. I was like, does he not trust a woman, or is he insecure
Considering
about
how
his own?
women couldn't vote yet.
Yeah, that's true.
I was pretty sure he was like, yeah, I want a male doctor.
me a
Doctors
man.
are men. Like that's how I took it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he is a villain. Well, sort of. But yeah, that was my what?
Wait, what?
Wait, what?
Wait,
Guys,
what?
What's
I've
up
been
with
doing this a
what's
minute.
up with prunes?
Prunes.
I know
That's a
I've
weird
maybe
one.
talked about this before, but
I don't even remember last week.
who says prunes when you're taking a picture?
I
instead
think
of-
it's because you're doing that the little pouty face. Prune.
The pouty face was a thing in 1919. You're saying.
prunes.
Where do you think we got it from, Dan?
You have pictures of your great
yeah.
great grandparents.
Great grandparents
who were
just
all
going
doing the duck
prune.
lips.
Yeah. That's fair.
Yes, prunes. I want to know why these specific holidays were chosen.
They're all in that 6-month or 4-month window. No, not 3-month window. From
Actually,
October 31st to February 14th.
April
is-
Fool's Day, though.
April Fool's Day was in there?
And Bill Avery was April Fool's.
What?
I know.
But I thought that was
Make
like a
it make
joke.
sense.
I thought it was a joke.
Oh, it
That
was a
was
I
joke.
think it was like a funny haha.
Oh. Well, then I'm the fool. It worked out.
Yeah, but speaking of Bill, what happened with Bill and Jeffrey? Like Jeffrey
Yeah.
closes the door.
Oh, that was the other one. Like,
It
you can't-
cuts to Jeffrey being in a wheelbarrow, completely knocked out.
They don't have any answers. Like, either they did what I said, which is they just deleted the scenes that made all this made sense just for time, or they're just like, oh, we don't have time to explain this. We'll just put it all out there and then hope people like it.
That was a weird cut. It, like all of us were like, wait, what? Like literally out loud when that happened. I don't know what in the world was going on there. Dan?
I want to go, I've only got one, and I want to go back to the x-ray machines briefly. Let's take out the fact that there's a complete lack of understanding of the difference between the plight of Faith and Hickam, and act like we already covered that because we did. Hickam's response to her before he gives her a history lesson on his own employment, his first response to her is that I basically can't favor you. Like, if everybody came and asked me for something, I can't just give it to you because I like you. Bro, one person's asking for a machine that could save lives. That is not the same as Lucas asking for more kegs of beer or the newspaper asking for another printing press. This could save lives. It's not like you're like, well, am I choosing between helping this baker or this baker? You're choosing between saving lives and helping a community be healthier or anything else that's less important. And I couldn't believe that was the answer. For all the stuff they write in this episode, in the last 2 seasons about Go to church if you want to and stand up for yourself, and you're beautiful on the inside, and you can do anything you set your mind to, and women can own 3 or 4 businesses and blah, blah, blah. And then when it comes to this scene, it's like, what happened? Yeah, x-ray machines are as important as any other business in this town. No, not true at all. That was my only way. What?
It's time for hopes and valleys. Any hopes for you, Jax? Or maybe just some valleys? I don't know.
No, I'm hopeful that I will get to see my gal, Pascal Hutton, just surprise and delight us for the rest of the season. I just want a whole show of her. And I think Dan feels the same.
Yeah.
Listen, you and I have talked about
love
this
Pascal.
over months now.
Yes.
And early Rosemary, Pascal Hutton's a great actress. Early Rosemary was insufferable to me. Like that early dynamic of I'm an actor, Lee can't do anything right. Hey, Lee, I redid all this for you over and over again, and he keeps getting annoyed, and it's just this back and forth that seems to never end. The last 2.5 seasons of Rosemary are at least like much better than, although now we're starting to swing back there with the newspaper thing, which I'm worried about, because like when they were working separately and it was like she had some dramatic issues and things, it was much more tolerable for me than the early seasons were. So
see, I see the newspaper and I get excited.
I think that what happened is when Elizabeth was a bit of a witch last season, and like we started cheering for Rosemary in that whole situation where she was being mean to Rosemary.
Yeah, that
I think that flipped it for you, Dan. I think it made it a little bit more sympathetic, which hasn't happened.
It did, because she spoke truth and did it correctly.
There you go.
And yeah.
My hope is that we get another one of these episodes. I don't know how they're gonna do it, because we have.
That's not a hope, Bram. We do get another one of these episodes.
Yeah, I hope that maybe we get 4 more holidays.
Good grief.
Let's see what happens. Let's get crazy. Dan?
No.
Okay.
Skip me. Pass.
Do you have a what's calling my heart?
I do have one of those. You can tell us what's calling your heart. Email us hello@deckthehallmark.com. This is from Martin Lilienthal. My boy Martin. Martin's wife, Elizabeth, helps run a few things around here.
Best.
Martin says, hey guys, spouse of a double-decker here. I have to say what's been calling my heart recently is my wife's multiple attempts to tell me about something you've said or was posted on the double-decker page, or even some of the bits you do. She does her best, but is usually laughing too hard to get a full explanation out. Let her give Decanter a shot, Martin.
I don't know if anyone's laughing at Decanter.
No one. I think that's what I'm saying, is she can get through it. I don't mind. It's great to see her having so much fun. I still have no idea what the heck is going on, but keep at it. And thanks for creating a wonderful community of folks. Merry Christmas, Martin Lilienthal.
Oh, we love you, Martin.
God bless
Thank you, pal.
He's the best.
What a wonderful day today's been. Another week. And guess what? We get to do it all over again, but only a few more episodes left in this season. Then we get a little break.
Then we'll have a little break.
Man,
unbelievable.
That's amazing.
Seems like just yesterday. We were in the middle of season 8.
2 days ago, tops. Guys, let's take a break for a week, and we'll be back with another one. Until then, we'll be the first to wish you a Merry Christmas.